Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tungsten Wire. Today, we discuss the popular socialist political streamer Hassan Piker, but more broadly, the online outrage machine. As always, I really appreciate you joining us. If you end up enjoying the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps us out a lot, especially because, according to the YouTube algorithm, we don't put out enough content. I'll also have a more detailed piece coming soon on our Substack. So make sure to head over to the tungstenwire.com and subscribe for free to catch that when it drops. Now, getting into today's story, or today's topic, really. In the digital age, truth doesn't really go viral. Outrage does. Every few months, the internet explodes over some story that wasn't actually what it looked like. A short clip, a screenshot, a leak drops on social media. And by leak, I mean leak. And within hours, millions of people are angry, convinced they've uncovered corruption, conspiracy, or pure evil. But most of the time, it's just smoke and mirrors. It's what I like to call manufactured outrage. A lot of people call it that, though. And a perfect example of this is the HasanAbi dog collar incident. And I know, I'm late. But anyways. So here's what happened. A few months ago, streamer and political commentator Hassan Piker, HasanAbi, gets accused online of putting a shock collar on his dog. And instantly social media goes into meltdown mode. Screenshots start flying around. People who already dislike him jump in on it. Right? Hashtags trend, accusations get louder and louder, and all of it spreads like wildfire, even though nobody has actually verified anything. But we need to ask ourselves, what really happened? Someone saw a picture of his dog with a totally normal training collar. It was just a AirTag collar, I believe. Another person assumed it was a shock collar. They tweeted. Someone else quote tweeted. And before you know it, we've got a full-on witch hunt. By the time Hassan clarified that no, his dog does not wear a shock collar, the correction barely mattered. The lie had already done its job. To this day, people still spread this misinformation. And here's the thing, this isn't new. There's a playbook to these fake scandals. It goes like this. First, there's a trigger, some misleading clip or image. Then people slap a moral label on it. This is abuse, this is racist, this is exploitation. Then it gets amplified by big accounts, and the algorithm boosts it because people are engaging. Then the tribal warfare kicks in. People use the story to confirm whatever they already believed. And finally, after the outrage burns through the internet, the truth comes out. But by then, nobody cares. And by the way, with Hassan, we still have no proof that it was a shock collar. We have enough evidence from Hassan himself and others in his orbit that have said that they've never seen a shock collar on his dog. Anyways, and we've seen this pattern, by the way, the playbook, we've seen this pattern over and over. Pizzagate, the Wayfair trafficking conspiracy, the Covington Catholic video, the UC whatever his name is, Smollett case. Different stories, same formula. A fragment goes viral, emotions explode, and the facts arrive too late. There's actually a name for this kind of engineered outrage: astroturfing. It's basically fake grassroots anger, manufactured to look like a huge public outcry, when really it's just a handful of accounts pushing a narrative. And online, you don't need bots or a whole operation. A few influencers, a dramatic headline, and an audience ready to be angry. That's enough. And with Twitter's new revelations of how many of these rage farming accounts are from overseas, right? I know I'm not going to specify any country just because there's enough hatred towards a certain group of people from a certain subcontinent, and I'm not going to, lead into that. I'm not going to feed into that because it's garbage, right? We're talking about a place with billions of people, and you're going to act like it's a monolith? Nah, that's crazy. But you have to understand that Twitter doesn't pay out much, right? You and I, we're not going to run a 24/7 account, rage farming people's reactions. Why? Because it doesn't pay enough, right? For a full month working full time doing that, you'll make what? $300, $200, maybe $100, maybe $500, $600 at most. Now, $500, $600 isn't anything to laugh at, But the average cost of living where I live is like $3,000 a month. Well, what's a $600 going to do? You know what I mean? If you're going to put a full-time effort into it. But in those countries, right? In my country, or my dad's country, I should say, Pakistan, for example, that goes a long way. And so half of the outrage isn't even real. That outrage is just someone saw what's going viral and they feed into it because they know they're going to get clicks, they're going to get reactions, which then pushes them into the algorithm more and more and more, getting more and more people mad, feeding more into their engagement, and they make money. And let's be honest, outrage is profitable. It drives clicks, it drives content, it gives people a hit of moral superiority. For creators and commentators, it can even become a business model, like I just talked about. But what's the cost? The cost? That's very real. People's reputations get destroyed. They get harassed, doxxed, their lives flipped upside down over something that might not even be true. And on a bigger level, every one of these fake outrage cycles erodes trust. People get more cynical, more tribal, less willing to believe anything that contradicts what their side already thinks. Context disappears. Nuance disappears. The algorithm doesn't reward patience, it rewards anger. So why do we fall for it? Simply because outrage feels good. It gives us a quick sense of being on the right side. It aligns with our biases. And when it involves people we follow online, the parasocial attachment makes the emotion even stronger. But if you want to break the cycle, it starts with something simple. Pause. Step back. Before you retweet, before you stitch, before you jump on the dog pile, ask yourself, who benefits from me believing this? Where did this actually come from? Has anyone credible confirmed it? And the big one, does this make me feel too angry too fast? Because the HasanAbi shock collar mess is a perfect example of how fragile truth has become online. Outrage now moves faster than facts. And look, outrage will always be the easiest currency on the internet, but it doesn't have to be the most valuable. In a world built on performative anger, sometimes the most radical thing you can do is refuse to join the mob. Let's be real. Outrage, it's easy. Discernment, that's rebellion. And that is something to be respected. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Protect yourselves. Don't fall for these scams that are just being pushed everywhere. You go on Threads. Twitter's the worst. You go on Twitter. It's just there to make you mad so you engage with the content. It's all just garbage. Don't fall for it. For the sake of your mental health, turn off your phone. Go touch grass. And if you're in a place like me where we're under 3 feet of snow, ride your bicycle, go play baseball, skateboard, work out, whatever it is you want to do. Do something that's going to be good for you. Anyways, before I get into more and more things that I don't need to talk about, have yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. Peace be upon you.